and nervous at the same time. Not sure how this whole process works, but we're going to go for it. I enjoy crafting. I've been crafting for years, and I just can't wait to get home to just do some crafting. In the line of business that I'm in, it's just very stressful. So when I get home, I cannot wait to get down to crafting. Now, what I enjoy doing, I just started doing these, are snippets. Snippets are when you take pieces of material and or papers, and you kind of like putting these all together and creating some sort of, I would say, some sort of collage. Um, so I tend to have a lot of material. You can take old fabrics, materials. I love lace. Just anything that you have laying around the house, all your old clothing that you don't want, some of those beautiful pieces, you may want to just, recycle them, upcycle them. So you can cut them up in pieces and do some of the things that I'm about to show you. So here I made a few snippets, but I like to go ahead and show you some of the snippets that, let's just start from new, fresh. So here we have, this is like an organza and a piece of, like this came from the organza. It was like a piece of the tree from this organza. It was like, I have it somewhere here. Let's see. Anyway, I'll show you that. So anyway, here are some of the snippets, and what we're going to do is we're going to get started on some of them. These are so beautiful because you can actually use these on gifts. You can use them on bookmarks. I've been actually doing bookmarks with them, altering paper clips, and we can go through another tutorial on that. But here we go. Let's look at some of the stuff that I've created and some of the pieces that I pulled together just for this tutorial. Now I've put together some pieces of lace. Let's see what we have here. Some beautiful pieces. So we got some lace. See here, what I did is this was from a dress, and I just cut up these pieces into little snippets. So I put them in piles so this way it's easier to kind of like grab and go. So, and you can use these for anything. But anyway, so we have that. Let's put this to the side so it won't be in our way. And then I have some linen. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was actually from my wedding dress. This was like, I had my wedding dress altered. This was years ago, but now I'm divorced. But anyway, it's all good. But this was when it was altered, this was the leftover material, so I still kept it, and I actually cut it up into pieces. We have that, and then I have, this is beautiful. I'll get into that one. That's like my favorite. Then we have some other material. This is pink. I love shabby chic colors. So I like the pinks and the pale, the ivories and the lace. I really love that. Okay, so we have some green organza. We have some other lace here. Again, these are just pieces that I cut up just so we could be a little bit prepared. And this was some other cotton material, and I just strips of material that I kind of like put together. And then this is just some more lace, as you can see. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at this. I think this is so beautiful. Look at that. It's so feminine. I love feminine things. Anyway, so I'm going to put this aside. This is just, oh yeah. How could I forget this? This right here is some organza. I cut this up. This is like white organza, so we have some white organza here. Let's put this lace here. This is some more lace. I cut that up, and what I did is I have some of these little pieces. This was a piece of material that it came together like this. Do I have a long piece? Actually, I do. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? I went to a yard sale. Actually, it was an estate sale, but it looked more like a yard sale. But anyway, it was an estate sale, and they had, it must have been about 5 yards of this. It was absolutely beautiful. They had it hanging up, and I said to the lady, "Oh, how much do you want for that curtain?" And I knew it was material, but she said, oh, that's material. It's not a curtain. So she had actually, I think, $5 on it. And I said, wow, I said, that's beautiful. I walked away from it. But then actually I came back, I bundled a whole bunch of stuff together and I pulled that piece of material down from, it was hanging up. And I asked the lady, I said, let me ask you, with all this stuff, how much would you give this to me? And she gave it to me for $2. Can you believe it? $2. I was just like in heaven. I was like, oh my God, all the things I can make with this. So actually, this is the first thing that I'm making with it. I'm making snippets. So anyway, so we have this, and I cut them up in little pieces so I can show you what I'm going to do with that. And this right here, again, it was huge. So most of it was like this, and then it had strips of these leaves in the middle of it. So you can actually take this organza and wrinkle it up. You see, that's what this is right here. And what I did with it was just wrinkle it up. And when you wrinkle it up and you kind of like distress it a little bit, it kind of comes out like this. Isn't that beautiful? You see how it comes out wrinkly? It almost looks vintage and old. So I like that. So we have that, and we have this, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. So I'm excited about that. And let's see, I had some other stuff here. Okay, this is just some lace and some netting and some more lace. Anyway, we're not going to use that for now. And then I have 2 stamp pads that we might use. And we're not going to use that for now. So anyway, so let's get started. Oh, also, I have some vintage buttons. I have also at this estate sale, I bought, it was a whole box of buttons. Matter of fact, let me just show you. I actually put some in a jar, and just so I can work with it, and it's a little bit easier. But I have to show you this box top full of buttons. It was amazing, and she wanted $5 for the whole box. And again, what I did is I actually said to her, okay, well, if we bundle this together, can we do it this way? And I did. So here we go. All right, so I happen to have it right here. Look at all this yumminess. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. These are just some cards that I have here. This is beautiful. I mean, it had all these pins and needles in it. And what I did is I just you had this styrofoam, and I just put these needles in it. I actually haven't had the time to actually go through this, but aren't these beautiful? I actually found a little shoe in here, and I took the little shoe and I made these little, actually they look a little like this, and I'll get into this as another tutorial, but it's all through paper clips, and I made something like this, and it was the most darlingest thing, if there's such a thing, darlingest, but it was the prettiest little thing. But anyway, look at all these amazing buttons. We actually had one of these Scrabble pieces in there. We can do something with that, but look at all these beautiful buttons. These are really nice. I haven't had time to go through it, so I've just been taking little bits and pieces. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's beautiful. But anyway, so yeah, so I got that, and that was another amazing find. So I'll put this to the side for now. But yeah, so anyway, so let's get started. What you're going to need is, again, you're going to need scraps of pieces of material, and you're going to need some glue. I like craft glue. I like this premium craft glue. You can actually get this I got this from Hobby Lobby, and of course I used a coupon when I got this, and this is like really good. I tried another brand, a tacky glue, the clear one, but I find that it doesn't dry as quickly as I like it to. So I like particularly this one. So this is, and I'm not getting paid to advertise them. I'm just saying this is what works for me. All right. And you probably will need a needle and thread. I happen to have beige, so ivory. So you can use any color you want, but I just happen to have this. Needle and thread. You're going to need some buttons, any colors you want, and I think that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to start out with, let's just do it. Let's just have fun. Let's just make something beautiful. Okay, I'd like to start out with this pink. I love pink. Pink is so beautiful. Then you're just going to take bits and pieces, and you're going to collage them together to come try to make something really pretty. And you can use these snippets on anything. Again, you can use it from packaging. You can use it for gift cards. You can use it for just anything. So what I'm going to do is, let's see. I like this. Let's see, let's do this. And let's see, I'm going to use the paint. What I like to do sometimes is put all the pieces down that I'm going to use. And then I'll glue it down sometimes, because sometimes you wind up changing your mind and doing something different. So, you know what, let's use one of these green pieces here. So let's do this, let's do this. Let's add this here. And I usually like to add words. So let's do that. Sometimes I add words to it, but I usually do that like if I'm going to put it on, I altered these are like the altered paper clips that I use, and I made this. But anyway, we're not going to do this tonight. Let's just do this. So let's get started. So I'm going to use this glue. So hopefully you guys had a really nice day today. Today, I live here in Virginia Beach, and the weather was really hot, but it rained a little, the sun came out, rained a little, the sun came out. It's about 8 o'clock my time here, and I would say it's still bright outside. I'm not complaining. Listen, if it rains, we complain. If it snows, it complains. If it's too cold, too hot, we always complain. We're never happy. How's the weather over by where you guys are at today? Let's put this, I like this. Let's stick this here. I like that. So you see how that looks so far? That's pretty. And let's add this flower. I think a nice button would go nice in here. You see that there's a little flower in this? This is a little. I have so much stuff. I don't know if I'm happy with this. I think I want some of this green in there. Let's take this. Yeah, that's pretty. How's that? And then let's put. You know, I have this little piece of material here. Let's just take this in. And we I'll put that right there. That looks nice. Don't forget to comment and or subscribe, guys. This is my first video. I'm like super excited, and I want to make tons and tons more. But you got to start somewhere, right? I appreciate your patience and kind words. You know, my kids actually encourage me to do this. They say, Mom, you know, you make some nice stuff. You know, why don't you start a YouTube channel? You've been doing this for years. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Nobody wants to see me. But you know what? Hey, somebody's got to do it. So I hope that you guys appreciate what I'm doing. So anyway, so yeah, let's put that there. And then let's just put this in the middle. I like that. See, that's very pretty. I think that's pretty. I think next time I'm going to use, I got to get a mat. Maybe that's what I need to get a mat. Yeah, because this is a beautiful lace runner. Linen and lace. It's beautiful. I actually got that from, I think, Goodwill a couple of years ago. I think it's gorgeous. So anyway, so something like that. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? And then I think it's missing something. This right here is a piece of material. I actually bought this from Joann's. This right here is $59 a yard. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's like pale pink. And I would think that this material is used for like maybe a gown, you know, a ball gown or something, a wedding gown actually. But $59 a yard, and what I did is Of course, I wasn't going to buy a yard, so I wind up buying about 2 inches. It probably cost me less than about $2. So it was definitely worth it because I can get a lot of snippets out of it. So anyway, I think I want to add a piece of that here. Let's just cut a little piece. You know, I use it sparingly. Actually, this is just a piece of a piece that I actually got. So I got about, like I said, about 2 inches, but it's actually very long. So look at that. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to, I just need a little piece of that. Take that and let's put that. I like it right there. We're going to put that there and we need some sort of button. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. And you could actually sew it if you want to, but gluing is kind of like quicker for me. So, and I don't even have my sewing machine set up down here. I actually have it in my craft room. Okay, we got disconnected, guys. So I have to know that I have to make sure that this battery on this camera is like fully charged. But anyway, so let's get back to what we were doing. I was trying to find a button so we can kind of like add that to the snippet. So let's see. This is pretty. Maybe something else. Let's see. No, that's too big. Let's try that. What do you guys think? This one. Okay, so we'll just use that. This is purple, kind of like that. Which one do you guys think I should use? Anyway, okay, so I'll figure that out. Also, what I do with these snippets, I kind of like take, you know, a book and kind of like add pieces to it. So you got to be careful with books. You got to make sure that you get, when you're ripping pages out, that it doesn't have any bad words in it. And I try to do that. So I'm just going to look around here and let's see. And this is a really old book. But I like the word that it has parrots in it. I'm going to take this and rip that out and kind of like that. So that's kind of big, but let's just snip it down a little bit more. Then you're going to take some ink and just want to distress it a little to get it right. And this is very fragile, so in a case like that, make sure that you don't press down too much. Okay, so we have that, and let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first sew this button on here. I kind of like this one. Decisions. Okay, we're just going to put this one. And I'm going to sew this because I do happen to like to see thread in a button. So we're going to just go ahead and sew that. We'll just put that right here. Okay, I'm going to sew that. I mean, you could glue it, but then you're not going to have the string with the thread in there. But it looks so much better, at least to me, when you put it. Kind of gives it that extra touch. Okay, that looks good. So take that and sew it in the back just to kind of reinforce it. Just do that. Go ahead and snip that. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then let's see, we're going to take this and how about if we just have it coming out there? Yeah, that's pretty. So we go ahead and glue this down. You know, I started doing these, I would say, about maybe a month now. And I actually have a booth over at an antique shop. And I started making these and actually putting these on altered paper clips. So I've been doing that, and they're coming out so beautiful. And I just been selling a ton of them because you can use them for bookmarks, for junk journals, and people just love them because, you know, some of them you put pictures in. Maybe one day I'll take you over to the shop, guys, just so you can see some of them if they're not gone already. But I think they're beautiful. And it has a special touch, especially it's nice to give to someone that has everything. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is actually add this button. What do you guys think? Is that going to be too much? I'm going to add it right there. I think that's pretty. What do you guys think? Sometimes what I do too is like when the paper is really, really fragile, I actually take and decoupage over it so we can give it like a more of a protected shield on it, in a sense. But I do that just so it will last longer. You know, now you don't have to do that if the paper is not as fragile as this, but this paper is really, really fragile. So I don't want it to tear apart. So anyway, we're going to do this, and we should be almost finished this. Okay, then on the side, just go ahead and reinforce it. Okay, let's cut that. There. And there we go, guys. What do you think? That's our snippet. And like I said, you could actually take and decoupage this little area just so it can kind of like reinforce it and give it more of a matte, like a little glossy finish, because I would use the Mod Podge, the glossy finish, and you just let that dry for a little bit. But isn't that beautiful? And then you would take that and actually put it, you can glue this right on here, on this altered paper clip. And or if you want to put it on a package, you can do that. But you take that and you put it on an altered paper clip. And I had already distressed this. This is actually, and I'll give you a tutorial on this, but this is just paper. And what I did is I measured it out. I don't have the measurements, but again, we'll go through this tutorial. But this is an altered paper clip, curled the end of it, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so beautiful. Guys, if you can comment and or subscribe and let me know if you like this or what I could have done to it that might make it look a little different. Let me know. I would appreciate your comments. And again, this is my first tutorial. I'm excited about it. And I'll show you another one of my snippets. Here's another one. This is just a larger one. Isn't this gorgeous? Same thing. This is made with that material. You see with that flower? I took that. This is made with that pale pink material that's made out of a gown that's here. My lace from my wedding dress. And this is just a hook, and this is a button. This is, again, these are just little words out of a book. And I took a picture offline and took it and just stressed this and took a little lace on it. It almost looks like she has a veil. Isn't that pretty? But I thought that was really nice, grand and graceful. And these are words that actually came out of the book. And it's just, again, it's just an altered paper clip, and this is another one. What do you guys think about this one? Maybe tell me what I could have done with that. And look at this one. See, I've actually took the words typed it on a computer and took those out. It's a butterfly, and I thought this was really, really sweet. Again, this is with the lace, and you see what the button is. Took it in, put some lace, and it's altered. This is just some material that I put in behind here, and it's the paper clip. And again, I'm going to go over some of these tutorials with you guys and let you know exactly how we did it. But this is what we did tonight, and tell me how you guys feel about that, and subscribe, and also give me your comments. I appreciate everything. Again, thanks for joining. This is Miss Crafty G. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Good night.